What's up YouTube, it's Zandar Legend here today with a tutorial on how to get free booster boxes of Modern Masters. In fact, really free booster boxes of anything you're wanting to get, including even commander decks. Like these. You could really go as far as even getting the singles you want. But before we get into today's episode, and before we open up this box of Modern Masters in a different video, it's really important to know that there's a disclaimer before today's episode. Today's episode will be about budgeting and finances, and I strongly urge you, if you cannot handle a budget or your finances, you need to click off this video and not even watch it. But if you're still here, let's get to how to get the free booster boxes and, well, anything. Alright, great. You made it past the intro and you're still here. So let's talk about how you really can earn free booster boxes in, well, any Magic product. Like I said, today's going to be a lot about budget and financing, so some people might find this a little boring, and we're going to have lots of things happening right up here in the corner of the screen. If you get bored, I guess just click off of it, but it is a true way to earn free Magic product. The first thing we're going to talk about up here in the corner is a budget. In this example of this budget today, this is a true budget of, let's say, Bob. Okay, really, it's Zandar when he was younger. And this is not the best way to do a budget, nor am I ever claiming that. But what I am saying is this is what we're going to be doing everything based off today off of. What I like to do in a budget whenever I was younger, this is a budget from whenever I was 20 or 19, I can't remember. I had a telemarketing job, and in that telemarketing job, obviously you get a base salary pay, and you get a commission pay. So what you need to do is you can have your income from your first check and your second check, or however many times you get paid each month. I like to do it when you get paid bi-weekly, so that way you know how much money you have each week to spend. The number you're going to see in the income field, that's actually going to be our net. That is not our gross. In case anybody's first time ever doing a budget, gross is your total money you always make, where net is how much money you make after your taxes, fee, whatever is taken out of it. And this is not including commissions, bonuses, anything that you might not be guaranteed to get on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. And then we have a total field down at the bottom. That's our total monthly income that's guaranteed each month. We have the different bills that are paid, and we break them up. Some bills the first half of the month, some bills the second half of the month. And the reason we do this is that way you have extra spending money or money for savings at the end of the pay cycle. So you'll notice on the first check, Zandar used to play World of Warcraft, and so he has the monthly fee for that. He has a house, and that's his house payment. He has insurance. This is insurance for his car. Utility payment, which is somehow $0, and that's actually because we moved utility into the second paycheck. My typical foods for lasting 2 weeks. Gas to get to and from work. Other is typically other. Most of the times this just went into saving. And at the very bottom of that column is we have our total spending money of $152.62 in this example. I could spend on whatever I wanted during that paycheck. Most of the time this just went more into savings because I really wasn't playing anything card game wise or anything that costed a lot of money. WoW was obviously taking up a lot of my time. In the second check, you can see we have our cable, TV, and internet there, my cell phone, my Jeep payment at the time, the credit card payment that I was making, and my food, gas. There's utilities again now for real this time, and other, so going into savings, and then the spending money left out of paycheck. The reason you balance it that way is that way you don't get stuck paying too much one month, too little one month. So you could, if you needed to, you could work with your credit card company, your Jeep payment company, almost anybody really. Pay one bill ahead of time, and after that, schedule it to be in your first paycheck instead of your second paycheck. So that way you're not one of those people, you know, at the end of the month you don't have any money. Now you might be asking, why is a budget so important to this? Well, first off, a budget's important to life in general. It can really help you set goals, know where to go, all of that. The reason the budget's so important with this is the next step of this process, which I know some people frown upon, and not everybody can get one of these, but it's going to be a credit card. I'm going to put another example right up here of some credit cards that we're going to need to make this deal work. The first example here I'm going to use is a Citibank Double Cash card. You got to get the credit card first. If you're younger, you might have a parent co-sign for you. You don't need a huge balance on your credit card to make this work, but obviously the bigger balance you can do, the better, especially as you get older in life. So the great thing is you're building credit while we're doing this, which is really, really vital to younger kids that might be watching this video in learning how to responsibly manage your budget with a credit card. Now we got to make sure we follow some key rules to this. Otherwise, this setup will not be for you at all, and it'll end up costing you a ton of money in interest and fees And I want to save you that trouble. If you don't think you can handle this right now, please just click off the video. But we're going to keep going into how this is going to get us free booster boxes, fat packs, commander decks, whatever you truly want. The Citibank example that I still have up here on the top of the screen, it has a 0% interest or intro APR on balance transfers purchased. Doesn't matter. We're not going to be doing any balance transfers. We will be doing purchases, though, in the first 15 months. And after that, yeah, we've got a really high APR. This is not an example for me. This is just a typical one I went and found on the internet real quick, so it'd be good for pretty much anybody based on your credit worthiness, which they do have an asterisk right there. What this is going to allow us to do is earn 1% unlimited cash back on purchases, earn an additional 1% cash back anytime you pay all those purchases in full or over time, and then no annual fees, no category restrictions, no caps. There is a balance transfer fee, all that. Once again, we're not doing balance transfers. So what this is going to do is for every $100 we spend, we're going to get $1 back. For every time we pay back that $100, we're going to get another $1 back. It doesn't sound like much, but it's going to add up quicker than you could imagine once you apply this to your daily life. We're going to go ahead and talk about another credit card real quick, and then we're going to go into how this works for you, because the second example that I'm putting up now will be another great example of a card that might be better for you in doing this process. This is a Bank Americard Cash Rewards credit card. Now, one thing you're going to notice about this card, it has 1% on all purchases, which is not the 2% we are getting for the 1% paying it off early. But we do get 2% at grocery stores and 3% on gas. Now, this is typically a card that works out better for me because I do a lot of shopping for me and my family at the grocery store. That ends up costing a lot of money. We do grocery shopping for like birthdays, parties. I mean, pretty much anytime you buy groceries for anything. I spend a ton of money on gas. I still have a Jeep. It eats gas. My wife's car eats gas. You need gas for the lawnmower. You need gas for the weed eater. We're earning a lot of money back all the time. And that 2 or 3% adds up quite a bit. So it kind of depends. You need to figure out which one's better for you. And I can't answer that question. Honestly, I don't have either of these cards. They're just examples. But the key thing about this is we're always earning that money back. You're going to link your rewards program to your Amazon account, and then you're going to buy whatever you want off of Amazon with your reward points. This is going to get you a free booster box or whatever. And I know what you're saying is I might not be able to get this, I might not be able to get that. But there's a lot of card shops out there that will list something on Amazon if you request it, and you might pay an extra $5 or $6 for it, but we're not paying any money for this anyways. So it doesn't really hurt us, and it helps the card shop. I'm sure without a doubt, if you called Kevin or Aaron or Dan at Darium's, they're going to put it on Amazon for you. People do it all the time. A lot of times stuff sells higher on Amazon anyways because people get gift cards, and that's where they want to spend their money. The trick where this gets really, really hard to do and where you start making all your money at, and this takes you being responsible, and only you yourself can hold you accountable for this. But what you need to do is you need to buy every single thing you're doing in your life on your credit card. And you're paying it off before the end of the month. You're never going to recur interest on it. You're never going to pay any fees. You're going to use it as like little mini loans until you get paid. But you're always going to have the money in your bank account. If for any reason you can't make your payment before it's due at the end of the month, you have an issue because now you're losing money because you're going to pay interest. And interest is going to hit you hard and quick, as you saw with I think it was Bank of America or Citibank that had like the 20% or something. If you can't responsibly manage this and you get hit with interest 2 or 3 times a year, you're going to end up losing money, and it's just not even worth doing this. But if you're a responsible adult that has a budget and your finances in order, you can be responsibly putting thousands of dollars on a credit card each month. I don't know if you're a kid watching this video, but if you are a younger kid, this is great. It's going to get your credit built up. It's going to allow you to be responsible with money and budgeting. It'll keep you from spending more money than what you have, hopefully, as long as you follow the guidelines I set for you. And your credit score is going to be amazing. You can be like me and buy a house when you're 20 years old. I think I had my first credit card at 17 with a parent co-signature. My parents were very, very strong in believing in building credit. And obviously, the house I have in the background, while it might not be as extravagant as probably Open Boosters or somebody else, I have built a decent future for myself and my family and my kids by building my credit. It'll allow you to go buy any kind of type of car you want. I've always been able to people are crooks, and people will loan you more money for a house than you should. People will loan you more money for You go out and buy a brand new Corvette. There ain't nobody going to stop you if your credit's good enough. They don't care if you can realistically pay it at the end of the month, or you pay your sales tax on it. So be really careful and responsible with the credit you're earning. But with the credit you are earning, nothing will be able to stop you in the future. You're going to have perfect credit. You're going to get lower interest rates on your car loans, your house loans. It's only going to help you. Now, if you're one of the older people I was talking about earlier, this is where this really, really starts to shine. And this is step 2 of our 3-step process here. Obviously, being more responsible and older adult, I'm going to say 22 plus at this point, you have a bigger credit limit built up. By 22, if you've been following this or doing anything really with credit in your life, you should be able to have at least a $3,000 to $6,000 budget on your credit card. As you get older, your bills get more expensive, your cars get more expensive, your insurance gets more expensive. We should be at the point now we're putting $3,000 to $4,000 a month on your credit card. Some people aren't that way, some people are less, some people are higher, but that's where we're starting to get this now. We're still not making tons of money yet on the card, but we're up to what, 40, 80 bucks a month now? So for every 2 months, we're buying a normal box. Every 3 to 4 months, we're buying a box of Modern Masters, which I actually showed you at the beginning of this video, was a complete Modern Masters box, paid in full. I still have 5 Commander decks over here paid in full. And yeah, you could really get about anything you wanted. You can go one step farther. Now we want to find a way to make more money. You can responsibly handle a budget and finances. And now you want to know, Zandar, how can I take it one step further? How can I earn a booster box a month? Well, this is where you're going to have to put even more money on your credit card or figure out a better way to handle it. This is something I personally used to do a while back. I haven't been doing it too much, but it's things like Avon or whatever. If your wife wants to do Avon, let her do it. Have her put it all on the credit card. No matter what you're doing, everything needs to go on that credit card, and you need to pay it off in full before the end of the month. I cannot stress that enough. You cannot take an interest fee on this. You can't, or it does not work. You need to make sure the credit card works for you and don't let it work for them. And they're banking on you messing up. And you will mess up probably once a year. It's going to happen. Unless you're extremely good at saving money and with your finances, you're going to have an unforeseeable act of God. Your car is going to break down. Something's going to happen with your house. You could lose a job. You never know. And that's fine. You're going to make the payment, but you're going to pay the interest with it. You're never going to miss a payment because that's going to hurt our credit. And that will defeat the whole point of this as well. Our credit needs to stay perfect so we can get the best offers in the platinum cards, in the triple cashback. There's all sorts of crazy cards once you have a better credit is what I was going for there. But back to the Avon point. We're guys, stupid Avon. And I'm not going to talk about the Dollar Shave Club because I'm growing my little beard here. But I am going to talk about magic. Everybody loves magic. Everybody wants more magic. How can I make some money with magic? Well, think about yourself as a distributor. And I have personally done this, not for years on end. What we're going to do is we're going to start buying cases of product. We're going to buy cases of booster box. I know what you're saying. Oh my gosh, this is a little risky. And yes, it is. If you don't have reliable people and you can't do this, don't do it. This is step 3, and this is also our most risky step, depending how you handle this. But what we're going to do is we're going to buy a case of booster boxes. And the reason we're going to buy a case or multiple cases, that sometimes I was buying 4 to 6 cases a month, it gets us a lower purchase price. We'll get to the point where we're paying $500, $520 a case, all right? So let's say you have some friends in your area. They all like to buy boxes. Or you have friends from wherever. You know, if you're on YouTube, the internet, Twitter, there's a lot of people that might help support you. Supporting you could simply be buying a booster box and a fat pack from you for right at pretty much normal price, and you ship it out to them. And you can include like a little signature like, oh, from Zandar or whatever, or a custom card. So what we're going to do now is we're going to resell all the product we bought for normal MSRP or maybe right below it because they're your friends. You can cut them a deal. I mean, you don't have to like make it dirt cheap. And you don't want to hurt the LGSs in your local area too, and that's why I strongly encourage online. The next step of this process, if you are doing it online, you need to make sure people are PayPaling you the money before they buy it. This is no different than you buying your booster boxes. This is no different than you buying anything else. People prepay all the time. So as long as you have that trust built up and you're not going to just run off and leave and these people know you, they're going to pay you $200, $300, $400 ahead of time. Because they want 2 or 3 booster boxes, 2 or 3 fat packs, maybe some intro decks. Who knows what they want? I don't know. It just depends on the product. Maybe another time this comes in a really good example is Eternal Masters is coming up here soon. It's like Modern Masters 1, but going to be more rare. We'll wait and see. Nobody knows the details, but there's a good chance a lot of people won't be able to get a box of this. So since I do so much business, if I can secure myself 4 cases of it, I'll be able to resell these boxes because I'll be getting a discount on them. I don't care what any card store tells you. You will get a discount even on Eternal Masters, and I'll be able to resell it for MSRP and make money on it, maybe 20, 30 bucks a box on Eternal Masters. And then they're going to pay for shipping. So now we're proactively making a couple $100 a month whenever a new set comes out, which is, gosh, every other week nowadays. We're also putting all that on credit and paying it all off through our PayPal account before it's due. So we're getting that back too. So before you know it, we're spending almost $7,000 to $8,000 a month. That's $160 a month in credit, which is 2 booster boxes, whatever you want. Once you start buying this much product, people are going to give you booster boxes for $79, $82. I mean, it's really rare you can't get a booster box for 79 or 82 bucks. If you can't get that, maybe shop around a little more, do your research, kind of talk to your local game store. Also, again, don't expect these prices if you aren't buying very much product. If you're the guy that buys 1 booster box when something comes out, maybe an intro deck here and there, and then you're spending money at Walmart, no, don't ever spend your money at Walmart, first of all. Second of all, you need to be spending every penny you can at your local gaming store. And I mean every single cent. This is what they see. They base the deals they give you on the business you do with them. If you're taking your business somewhere else, why would they support you? But if you're giving them 100% of your true business, they're going to cut a deal for you every time. And if that shop doesn't, it's not a shop. It's just not. Leave it. Don't go back to it. And yeah, I'm sorry if that's the only one in your area. But there's people out there that will take care of you. I know everybody at my local game store by first name basis. They all know me by first name basis. Some of them know me by Zandar because I send some people in. But the point is, you should have those relationships if you're doing that type of business. Now we're to the point we're earning right around, if a new box set came out, we're earning $400 that month. Granted, that can't be every month. Most months we're sitting around the $80 to $100 range. But you gotta remember, there's 12 months in a year. Where are we at, math people? Depends on your budget, depends on your credit card, depends if you've been paying it off and not taking the interest and finance charges. But I'll tell you what right now, if you follow this guide at all, you'll at least, and I mean at least, have 2 boxes of whatever you want every year completely for free just by you doing the hard work of paying your bills and paying your bills off on time. I hope this video gets great response. Makes me a little nervous whenever I'm talking about budgets and finances to kids. I had a lot of hesitation about even posting this video up to begin with. Lots of tricks and lots of sneaky things out there, and I'm not urging every kid to go get a credit card. Kids need to build their credit. You need to build your credit. I need to keep building my credit. There's no reason not to do it, and there's obviously no reason not to be getting free stuff for doing it. Now, all the really smart people out there, they're already actually doing this. They're not applying it to Magic, but they are applying it to frequent flyer miles. They're getting free vacations out of it. So keep in mind, as you get older and your priorities change, this doesn't even have to be Magic related. This is just life related. Of earn yourself those free vacations, the free trips to Mexico or to foreign countries, or even just down to Florida to go to Disney World. Whatever it is, whatever your goal is, make this work for you. Make the corporations in the finance industry work for you, and it'll pay you off. At the end of the day, be responsible, have fun, and my gosh, if this video helped you at all, if you learned something, anything during this episode, like, comment, subscribe, help spread the channel. I really need to grow, and I really appreciate it. And I feel like this is something not anybody else on YouTube's really talked to people about yet. Let's grow as the legendary team, and I can keep bringing you tips and tricks like this in your everyday life.